and this is a lot of help with James Lott Jr. Make sure I say that my podcast. All right, so I invite him back on. He does a lot of things in terms of we talk about pain management, health and wellness. He's always, if you go online, he talks about health and wellness on there. He has yoga things he does, yoga programs he does. And we have an album coming out at the end of the month called It's Time, J2, James. I'll talk about that a little bit too. I'll talk about all that stuff on this episode. But first of all, I mean, how are you doing otherwise? We're kind of talking about the whole Corona thing and the shelter at home stuff. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I needed to sit down. I needed to reflect, and I got some skills, and I got in my bag. And someone told me earlier that I probably would not have if I was running around as much as I was before Corona. So I'm feeling good. I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm fine. You know me. I'm just busy. You know, I didn't really slow down. I mean, I thought I was going to. Right. To slow down. No, what happened was I've been home 52 days, as we were saying, and 50 days ago, I made a decision, mindset, goal stuff, that I'm not going to sit at home, be scared and anxious and nervous. Because I was a little anxious, a little nervous. I mean, because Hollywood shut down. All my jobs all shut down within 2 or 3 days. Like it was really scary. Wow. We've never seen it before, ever in this country in our lifetime. And I've been around. I'll be 51 on Sunday, and I have never seen this in my entire life, in 51 years of my life. So it was a little scary at first, and I was having some anxiety issues. I had my chamomile tea and I meditate, so I worked that out. But after I did that a couple of days ago, okay, James, you're gonna set up a little schedule for yourself. You're not gonna kill yourself doing this, but just a little schedule, and do a few interviews.
Right.
Be service to the community. I know you believe in that too. What can I do? What can I offer people? I like to think I'm a good interviewer. So I'm like, I will call my celebrity friends and my non-celebrity friends and all my friends in between, and let's just do a few interviews. And at first I was like, I'll do a few a week. Let's see what's going on. Then I was like, well, you know, I'm writing books too. So I'm like, maybe I'll work on one of my books. Then I got music. Maybe I'll work on one of my songs, whatever. Well, it's turned into something really wonderful. It's turned into this thing where people are contacting me. I'm still contacting people. I contact you. Some people I'm contacting people, but people are contacting me and going, James, I want to do a show with you. Or James, I saw your show at so-and-so. Let's do a show together. And all these PR people from LA are just like, James, we love you. You're still doing shows, because a lot of folks aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
They have talent out there who want to talk. And the fans want to see this. The fans don't want to see virus all the time. They need content other than that. So I started that 50 days ago, and it's turned into, now it's overwhelming almost. I mean, I do up to 5 interviews a day. I'm putting out 7 albums. I'm working with 7 writers, different books. I mean, it's me, James Lott Jr. Of course, I do 10,000 things once anyway, but it just kind of turned into something where now I'm scoring a movie right now. So it's very interesting. So I got a lot of opportunities. I auditioned for 2 TV shows, which are coming up. I've been busy, folks. I've been like, so that's kind of the point, is that I'm doing fine. My days are going by pretty fast. So the 52 days don't even seem like that long for me, because I'm kind of, the weekends I take off, I watch all kinds of Netflix. I recommend folks watch the Beastie Boys documentary on Apple TV. It's really good. And the Clive Davis one on Netflix. The documentary is good. And I just watch. So on the weekends, I just go in my garden and I play around out there. All these fruit trees are all blossoming. So I'm fine. I mean, I'm very blessed. I have a huge property and I own it, and it's mine. So I don't have to worry about that. My brother and I live here. So I'm good, folks. I mean, I'm in a good frame of mind. I did go a little crazy about 3 or 4 days ago, a little bit.
Okay. What did that look like?
It wasn't pretty. It didn't look good. It wasn't a good look on me. What I think it was bound to happen. You can't be, upbeat and positive all the time. I mean, I don't, and I share my struggles with everybody online anyway, all the time. But it's human touch. That's what got to me. Yeah. By that point, it was like 46 days, and I was like, I haven't hugged anybody.
Yeah.
I haven't touched anybody, and I mean that in every sense, folks. I haven't touched nobody, and I'm just all that. I'm still a young man on some sorts. And I can't see my kids and grandkids. I can't see my mom and my stepdad because they're much older and they have health problems. I can't see my friends. I can't see my siblings. My birthday's coming up. I can't have a birthday party. Like, it's all those things. It was around humanness. That's what was bugging me. The human there's a hug, a hug. I never thought I would miss a hug, James.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely understand. I even miss handshakes.
Yes.
You know, even that, the simple handshake and the the openness between people that touch can bring. A hug, a handshake, you know, and the as black men, the black man handshake that
Yes.
I often do and love, it invites so much openness that now is hidden behind a mask, and that's tough for me too. That's tough for me too. So I definitely feel your pain on that. And you have not had like anyone buy the house or anything. That's wow,
No, seriously. I mean, I really took it seriously when they told me this. The whole shelter, self quarantine. I did it because of the Bell's palsy. It compromised my immune system because that's a virus. I got it through my ear, so that's a whole thing.
man.
And I'm 97% better, but I still have some complications. And so I was kind of like, just in case. I mean, I may not be 65, but I'm 50, so I'm still up there a little bit. And I work around a lot of people who have been exposed. Back in the day, I had worked with doctors and nurses, and I was like, just in case. The first 14 days, I was like, just in case, James, stay home for the first couple of weeks for sure, to make sure if you were exposed, it's not supposed to kind of show itself. And then
Right.
3 weeks came out, and then 4 weeks, and then people a month. They're like, "Oh, I've been home a month." Okay, and then I said, "I was just stick it out." But no, I have not. I don't. So I don't trust people. I just don't trust that what. And they may not know they've been next to somebody who had it. So it's kind of like, right now, don't come see me because I'd hate that I get it, and then I go to my mom's house just because some random thing, and my 85-year-old stepfather has diabetes and everything, and he gets it and dies. I would feel horrible.
Right.
It's more, again, this thing is forcing us to look at community, isn't it? It's looking at
It
our
is.
thoughts on community.
And really at our place within community, especially as young people, we a lot of times we still think that we don't have an impact on what we're doing, but yes, we are connected to everyone in our lives, and especially the people that we love that are older, and it's a huge thing. And you were talking earlier about how you've kind of ramped up some of your activities and stuff, and that's like I really appreciate hearing that. I appreciate hearing you do so many things and be such a multitasker, because that is what I aspire to do myself. Like, just the more I know myself, the more I can produce, and not even produce for myself, but produce for other people, produce within service, and I can get better at it. And I appreciate you for inspiring me and modeling that for me. Just creating different, sorry, truck on by,
That's right.
creating different ways. It's real life. Creating different ways to give more and to produce more. And yeah, like you said, because whenever you say it's James Lott, it's James Lott, it really makes me feel that you know who you are and who you are as a beautiful person. And I appreciate that, and I'm inspired by that, and I really appreciate it. So,
Well, that's very nice. So you can make me cry. Thank you. I like that. No, my gift to everybody. I try to tell people, yeah, I do a lot of stuff. You don't do a lot of stuff, but I want to be an example for especially young black men, especially, but for everybody. Anybody watches, I'll be an example for anybody. But I especially want young black men to know that even though the world, as we know, seems set up against us in many different areas. I mean, it's set up against us, and it may come across that why bother? You should still bother. Whatever it is you want to do, not necessarily what I'm doing or what James is doing, just if there's anything you want to do in whatever field, do it. And the world it seems like it's stopped, but it hasn't stopped. And that's what I'm learning, is that there are a lot of the machine is still going in many different ways. And it is about being of service to other people, and because it does feed you at the same time. I do this late night IG talk show every night, and I started doing it. I've done 35 episodes now. And I've done 2 episodes of another show with my girl, Mayumi McKinley. I love my Mayumi. She's my girl. She saved my life.
Oh, wow.
I know you know her. I know you know her.
Okay.
Mayumi's my girl. We just realized we've known each other for 4 years now. 4 years.
Oh, wow.
She's a wonderful, wonderful person inside and out. Louisiana in the house.
Yeah.
And she's my girl. She literally saved my life. And so we do a show called The Therapist and the Life Coach. And we do it about once a week. We do it. And we did one last night. We did one 2 nights ago on comparison, jealousy, and envy. Our first show was on anxiety and depression. We're going to do another show probably on grief and loss. I think it's the next one. But we started doing them kind of for us, because we're kind of like, okay, it's late. We do it late night at 10 o'clock at night. So every night I do it at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
The late night crowd. And now I got a following. And like these people, and when I don't do one, they're like, I get like DMs and they're like, are you okay, James? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm just like tired. I'm laying down, having a drink.
Right.
Or ate an edible or something. That was what I just I can't get on right now. I got to lay down. But what it told me was, when I started, people are actually tuning in. But then I realized I like doing it too. It's for me also. Then I sleep better after I have those conversations. We do it for an hour. I usually have to get off. I get off. I'm on a natural high, and then I like knock out. I sleep for like 7 hours. So it's not just for them. It's for me too. And that's what I'm realizing with a lot of this stuff. That you may start doing it because of this, external stuff, but in the end, it's for you. I mean, and it's feeding you. So that's why
I do a daily video, and it's 15 seconds of freedom.
Yes.
And I have to do it. I have to do it, and I have to do it in a way where I first have to be still for it to come out. So it's a process where I meditate, work out, do my yoga and stuff like that. And then I do it, because otherwise it's going to be just me kind of rambling. But whenever I get still, it's like, oh, this is something I want to share. This is a thought, and I get to get it out. And like you said, it helps me to move through the rest of my day, because I got this thought out from this stillness that I experienced. So it's for me. It's totally for me. And I hope anybody can get anything out of it, but it's for me. So I definitely understand. I love it.
I'll show you something. So here's my yoga mat.
Hey, all right.
So every morning, I didn't get a thicker mat because I have flat feet, and my feet are hurting. So I got a thicker mat. I can't remember what millimeter it is, but I got a thicker one. This is my mat. So in the morning, every morning, I get up, I read Psalm 91, it's my protection song, and then I do a half-hour yoga every morning.
That is impressive. That's impressive, man.
And I begin my day. I don't eat anything, but I have some tea, and then I begin my day. And I don't eat till like around 10. I do this kind of fasting in the morning thing until about 10. And then at 10, I eat something, and then I go on the rest of my day.
And how do you feel?
I feel better. I feel. That's just a good question. I feel calmer.
Okay.
I feel like it's almost like a suit of armor. So I do this in the morning, and I'm putting on my armor. So Psalm 91 is telling me I'm going to be protected by God, trust in Him. The yoga meditation is like getting to my center, so that day I can actually accomplish the 20,000 things I do all day. You know what I mean? Like it's just I'm putting on the armor, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good to go, and now I can start my day. And that's how it feels for me.
That's powerful. That's beautiful, man. I love it. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
As you were saying, it took you about 2 days for you to get into your routine when this quarantine happened. It took me about 2 weeks because I would say 90% of my life was in my car running around from site to site. And so I had to stop. And the first 2 weeks was, like you said, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of resistance. Like I was being resistant. Like, no, I'm still, I'm still going to do what I want to do. Nothing is going to stop me from doing what I need to do, what I want to do. But like you said, within 2 days, I teach yoga in schools.
I know.
And then all schools shut down. So it was like, no, James, you have to sit down.
Yes, you have to sit down. You ain't going nowhere, James. That's what God would say. You ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. So it took me about 2 weeks to adapt my routine to being at home. Like I said, I fought it and was frustrated, and then I finally just released and let go and said, okay, this is where I'm at. Let me set it up from here and move forward. And I have been marching forward ever since, and it's been a whole lot better to just not resist.
Why do you think? Because I do know you a little, and you are feeling free to feel free and letting go and stuff. Why were you resistant? Why do you think you were resistant? Because normally you're a guy that goes with the flow. Why were you resistant?
That was my life. That was my identity, going around to these different places, and all of a sudden having to sit down. I wasn't sure who I was going to be. I wasn't sure who I was going to have to sit down with for whatever amount of time. And I was actually too about this. There was so much information coming out, and I'm not a big information monkey. Like I just don't really take in too much information, but nobody knew. And as humans, our brain, if we don't have stuff if we don't have the information, we'll make stuff up. So it's like, well, and I couldn't really even make anything up that made me feel good, that made me feel calm. So that just fear and anxiety mechanism just came in because it was like, okay, who am I going to be after everything that I've worked for over the years is finally shut down? It's taken from me. It's taken from me who I am. This is what I do. So I had to let that go. I had to really grieve the loss of who I was and how I operated for those 2 weeks and just sit at home. And I'm living with my parents right now, so I had to be around my parents all the 2 weeks and stuff. So that was a whole nother thing. Just being
Yes,
real.
yes. You're a grown man. You're a grown man. They're good parents. It's a little
Right,
tough first.
right,
Yeah.
right. So
You see black parents.
and I'm just oh yeah, I love them. They're amazing, sweet. I just got my new place now,
Yeah.
and they're what kind of dishes you need, kind of towels you need. Make sure you got toilet paper. They're amazing people.
I
But
love
still, having to sit there with them and not be on my usual schedule of here, like going in the morning early and then come back later. Like I had to sit there and I had to choose to be with them as adults and as people, and it was a lot of lessons learned, and I had to sit in it and experience it. So, um, yeah, it took me a little while to feel free in that instance. I had some stuff to let go of, but
well,
my
but then,
routine definitely helped me.
so then what since then, because now it's been more time since then, what have you learned about your identity in relation to your work and passion?
I learned that my work and passion is creates my identity, not the other way around. Like
There you
me being that yoga dude doesn't create me and
go.
my
There you
drive and stuff. That yoga dude is just a product of my passion, my drive, and who I am, and who I serve, and what I do, and what I'm truly connected to. So it really made me face that and look at that and feel like that yoga dude had everything taken away from him, and now I'm just left with James. And then it really made me realize, like, no, it's James is always the driver. James is always the one who's truly connected and is passionate about this work that he does and the life that he's building for himself. That yoga dude is just, a product of it. So I got a chance to see that and experience that. And as I see it more on a daily basis, sitting with myself, I grow more compassionate for myself and even more in love with myself. Like, wow, I love the guy that I have become, and the passion that I have, and feeling connected to the things that make me feel connected and grounded. So yeah, it's been a powerful experience for me as I think about it.
Well, it's funny.
Yeah.
I've been there for. So every job I took pride in, which is fine.
Uh,
Jobs take pride in them. You should do your
mhm.
100% in jobs. But I did take them on to the point where my identity was so interwoven into that job. If something happened to that job, I felt lost afterwards. Not
Mhm.
lost like I need a new job, but lost like, who am I? Who am I
Right.
anyway? Kind of all the course line. I was like, and it felt really weird because I was like, I
Yeah.
kept doing it over and so I go in and just like the job would just consume all of who I am, basically. And that's not good.
Right.
The job is a
No.
job. And but even with my passion, same thing. It was like, oh, these are my passions, but I can't let them run over me.
Right.
Like there's times I
Right.
gotta walk away from the books and the music and the organize. Like you have to walk and do something completely different. Like
Right.
watch some reality television or do a puzzle or whatever. Just like you have to go away from it sometimes because
True.
you can't make it all of you. You just can't.
Right.
Like it's just like that's
Right.
not. It's just not good. And
True.
like you said, it's a byproduct of who you are, not the other way around.
Right. I definitely learned that I have to step away from it because it felt and even still feels just like who I am. Of the work that I do is the work that I also do on myself, and sometimes I can be hard on myself for stepping away from it. Sometimes and just doing something like watching TV or building a puzzle and stuff. So I definitely had to learn that. All right, James, you can step away, and that helps you to come back with a clearer mind, a different perspective, and a greater love for the work that you do. So that was definitely powerful for me.
All
appreciate
three
it.
of those things are so true. That's so true. I mean, you have to. I always think of it this way: you have to, you have to like go away and refuel. I also say all the time, then you have to go out and live life so you can add life into your creations.
Right.
So if you're always in your
Right.
creations and you're not living life, then it doesn't inform, it doesn't help you if you're a songwriter, singer, actor, whatever. Like you need to go live life for a while so you can
Right.
draw on stuff to help you create.
Right.
Like it sounds crazy, right? Like, no, it's not crazy. It's like you kind of you do it all the time, then you don't live life, then
Right. It was he was a rock and roll artist. I don't remember who it was, but he was saying a lot of his music stopped connecting with the people because all he did was tour. All his music was in reflection of his tour. I'm sure it goes across the board. So people, 90% of the world doesn't live on tour and travel and
sure.
be in front of people. So he had to take time to get off his tour and, like you said, just live life and get back to that human experience that's connected to, the greater person out. Living on tour, I'm sure, is a part of the human experience, but
Right, right.
the larger part of connecting with people. So it's been a process, man.
Well, good.
It's been a
Life is a
process.
process. It's all a
I'll take it
process.
on.
It's
I'll
all.
take it.
I
I'll
mean,
take it.
seriously. I mean, I know we have some things happening in the world right now related to Black men, and that
Hmm.
has and that, but it's always been that when I tell some of my younger Black mentees, I mean, this is not the
Right.
first nor the last. And there's and for that one we see in the news now. There's 100 others that are not in the news. I mean, it's just kind of.
Yeah.
I've been Black a long time. It's kind of how it is.
Right.
But we have to still be creative. We still got to take care of ourselves. Number one, self-care. We got to take care of ourselves, take care of our minds. We got to take care of our bodies. We have to. We don't want us to die out in a way that's just not
Right.
useful. I mean, we are strong people. We are a strong,
Yeah.
there's a lot of strong Black men and Black boys out there that we want them to grow up healthy, spiritually, emotionally,
Right.
and physically. We want them healthy out
Right.
there and adding to the world. We want to add to the world. I want James to add into. I want everybody add into the world. I don't want
Right.
to get fall apart.
And I think you said it earlier of continuing to give from who you are and your gifts and your passions and your drives. It's not everybody's job to be on the front line. It's not everybody's job to write to the Congress letter and or whatever. Everybody can do that,
Right.
but it's not everybody's. Everybody has a fight in a different way for these injustices and stuff that go on. And I know, like you said, in my short life, it's been too many instances to count. And I definitely had a period of the straight apathy, just like I said, being numb
Yeah.
about it. Like another one, another one, another one, and not numb, but still having that anxiety when I see a police officer
Oh
or
yeah.
in
Oh,
the
oh yeah.
store,
Oh yeah.
you know. So I'm not consciously aware of how it's affecting me because I'm trying to block it out because I don't want to feel it because I'm tired of it and I feel helpless, but still it affects me. And finding the thing that I can do and the way that I can give helps me to stay connected to the feelings of it, and it helps me to also feel like, okay, this is my part that I can do. Um, and that helps me stay grounded with all this stuff, man. But
I like that. No, I do. And I tell people all the time who are not Black or brown.
mhm,
There are many days that you should be very lucky I got out of bed. You know what I mean? There are many days there are many days I wake up and think, why bother? There are days that happen like that. There
right,
are days that happen like that. And that's even before reading the news. I mean, it's just because of life, thinking, well, why am I bothering? I mean, why do I do this? There's times that's happened in my brain. So I tell folks all the time, the fact that any Black man gets out of bed and leaves his
wow,
home, I'm sorry, he needs to be praised because as soon as that, well, not even leave your home, wake up out of your bed in your home and say things have happened. You just don't know what's going to happen to us. It's something it's
right,
so common. I remember I had this conversation with 7 different Black men from 7 different backgrounds at AfterBuzz TV, one of the places that I do hosting, and you've been there, of course. I do one of my shows, Black
mhm,
Comedy Live. We all have to be talking, all different ages. I think I was the oldest, but it was all different ages. And sadly, we each had 1 or 2 police stories, each of us. I'm talking about each of us, at least 2, from different parts of the country, different time periods in life. And I remember at the end, I said, wow, you guys, how sad is that? And they all kind of nod their heads. Like, this is
Right.
so, I'm glad we shared. And it was a great moment. We had a great, like for half an hour, we had a great talk. It was impromptu. Just happened to be all there talking. They all come to me. I'm like Papa Jamie. They all come to me. Like, oh, James is here. He's here.
Yeah.
And we just happened to start talking because I had a police incident happening with SWAT team in my head a couple years ago, and that caused the conversation. But I was just saying, how sad is that though, that us 7 Black men who are pretty successful in what we do now, we're all pretty successful, we're all kind of doing our thing, that we each have at least 2 stories that are negative about the police, and that just made me go, wow. I had a guest on my show a couple of days ago, and he had said, James, Google, I wrote it down. It's very interesting what he said. He goes, Google 4 teenagers and see what picture comes up. He said it was 4 mugshots of Black kids.
Oh, wow.
He did 3 or 4 times. He goes, look at that. I wrote it down. I said, I'm going to do it. I wrote it down on here. And he said, Google it. White teenagers don't come up. It's Black teenagers. That's the image. That's just the image now. We're just kidding. So things like that. And you as a young man, I mean, how's that make you feel when you hear stuff like that? I mean, this is your world. How do you feel about that?
I just finished a biography of Frederick Douglass.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And his whole, his whole life was about fighting for first the abolition of Black people and to be human, and then even towards the end, it was about us not being lynched and equal rights and being able to vote and being able to have these rights. So I know this is something that's come before me, and I know this is something that's probably going to come after me. And at times it makes me, like I said, not feel anything. At times it makes me feel just scared and angry and hurt. But the most important thing that I want to feel is that I am in some way living in a way that's moving it forward, the needle forward. Just moving it forward in some way. I don't know how. Even if it's a shoulder to cry on for a brother who's experienced some stuff. Even if it's educating a person who's ignorant of these atrocities and how we feel as a people with what's going on. I just want to move the needle forward and do my part, And I was definitely inspired by another person, Frederick Douglass, within that till the day he died, he was speaking about the humanity of Black people. To the day he died, he was speaking, he was writing, he was hosting different events and stuff. So like I said, I know that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, is continue to produce. So even as I die, whatever I produce continues to live on. And I may never see any of my movements for the needle to go forward, but if I can lay down at night and say, hey, I put a teardrop in the bucket, sometimes it is a teardrop, then I feel okay. I'm just coming to that place. I was a very angry Black man at one time that I had to suppress because I never wanted to look like an angry Black man. And now I'm a Black man who is hurt by how Black men are treated. And I'm a Black man who chooses to not be treated in a certain way. And I'm a Black man that chooses to let people know and help Black people for us to remember our humanity first. Just, hey, we human beings first. Let us remember that. Let us know that first. Let us connect with that first. And then let's start from there. 'Cause I don't have the answers. I just know we human beings. And so that's a long drawn out answer just to say that, yeah. I feel hurt a lot of times, but I still feel love. I feel love.
I love that answer. That's not drawn out. I love that answer. I always feel like my job is to seek out people who feel marginalized and feel ignored and let them be heard. And so I had a really nice, I was talking to my buddy Anthony Anderson the other day.
Okay.
And he said to me that, he goes, so James, you know why a lot of us Black folks in business love you is because you let us be heard. You give us platforms to come on to your shows, and you support, you retweet our stuff. And literally, like you said earlier, you don't have to be the main person doing something. Find your niche and do something. I invite you, I challenge you to a duel. Go out there and do something. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you
Right.
how to do it. But I agree with James saying that you need to just like find some, whether it is a retweet, maybe to your folks, something that's really important. It could be someone's project. Sign that petition that they want a project put out there. Sign that petition or pass it on to somebody. Or be a shoulder to cry on if someone has a sad moment. I just for me, even though I love everyone, and I do, and I have a very wide range of fans and a wide range of followers and friends in the business, not business, but I do look for people of color and try to find their projects and go, what are you doing? Let's promote it. You know this. That's something that I guess other people aren't checking for us. So we should check for us. If no one else is doing it, then why not a Black person? I mean, other races do it for each other all the time.
They do.
We're one of the few that still has that crabs in the barrel mentality. It's like, no, we need to get out of that and just go, there's no jealousy, there's no competition, there's no envy. When you make it, James, when you do something that's, I see it really good, I'm genuinely happy for you. That's great. I'm not saying, well, why him and not me? Oh my God, he got that. Oh my God, he got that role and I didn't get it. I'm happy. I'm happy for someone who gets it. When I was in this award show last year, and I won an award and all that stuff, whatever. But the important part was it was a Black award show.
Okay.
So for the first time in my life, all the nominees are Black. So we're all kind of like, if any of us win, it's a win. It was really interesting. It was really interesting. Like I lost the first award I was nominated for Best Host, but the hosts who got there, I liked their work. I voted for them, so I liked their work, and it was like, this is great. The second award, I was nominated against my friend, my girl Candace Mack. Shout out to Candace. We're both soap journalists. And when I won, which I was shocked, I was totally shocked. I looked over and she stood up and started clapping. It was like, it wasn't like, well, God dang it, James won and I didn't win. It was just like, if any of us win because it happens that we're all Black, it was like, it's a win for everybody. Like it was an interesting experience for me. That when I lost the first award, I was like, that's fine. That's fine. It's like, they won. They're doing beautiful work and they're Black.
That's beautiful, man. How did you escape the bucket? How did you elevate yourself beyond the crabs in the barrel mentality, if you ever was there?
I was never there. I have high self-esteem.
Couldn't tell.
I do, folks. I don't care. I am wonderful and fabulous and everything.
Yes, you are.
I am, and I say that in a way. I mean, I'm saying that not with tongue in cheek and with tongue in cheek. I mean, I'm a person. I come from strong people. I come from James Lott Sr. and Bonita, and they were strong people. And my grandparents were all strong people. They may have cleaned homes and were maids and things, but they had wonderful homes at their houses. They cooked great food. They raised children that were strong. I come from a strong family of people and ancestry of people. And so I always carried that with me at a young age. I was always taught, James, this is where you came from. You cannot forget this. So we expect much from you. That's what I was taught back then. This is 70s and 80s. That's what I was taught. But I was also taught it's going to be tough. So you're going to have your self-confidence in there to wade through the bullshit. Excuse my language. So people will tell you, James Jr. was always very confident. Even as a kid, I was confident as a teenager. I'd have self-esteem issues. And trust me, I went through so many horrific things in my life. I mean, from being raped at knife point to having Bell's palsy to breaking my legs. I mean, I had all kinds of stuff happening in my life. My father, all bad stuff. But through that all, I don't know what it is, James. I've always been optimistic. I've always been an optimist. I get knocked down, but somehow I pull myself back up, and I just feel like, in the end, I'm meant to be here. I deserve to be here. That's why I try to tell all my friends who are of color, Black, brown, otherwise. Once you realize you deserve to be here, that's where it starts, and you can actually wade through life. And I almost cry saying that because I really do believe that we're taught we don't deserve to be here. We're taught every second. There are gay Black men who are dying higher of suicide than any other rate of gay men, because from both sides they're being told, when Black folks, we don't like you, you're gay, and gay folks, we don't care because you're Black. And it's like you got to realize every single human on this earth deserves to be here, and that includes Black people. That includes Black men and Black boys. So I always have operated from the fact that you can say all the shit to me. I have been fired from jobs because I was Black. I have all kinds of things happen over the years, and I was still like, you know what? That's fine. I still deserve to be here. I'm still a good worker. I know what I'm doing. I work very, very, very hard. I work very hard. I've earned everything that I have, but I deserve to be here. I mean, that's why I don't have that mentality. And I believe all of us deserve to be here. So I'll take you with me. Me. I'll take you with me. I'll take our friend Mike Brown with me. I mean, I don't care. I think I'm part of the village. We're all part of the village. So I've always walked that way. It's always walked that. It's always walked that way.
That's beautiful. I appreciate that. And I work with a lot of kids, especially teenagers, who suffer from that sense of not being able to, feeling like they don't belong, whether because they're in a continuation school or because they're in a neighborhood that people has identified as underprivileged, and which is already a "we don't belong" label. Um, what could you tell a 16, 17-year-old Black boy who's like trying to figure it out about having some self-esteem and having something about him?
I have talked to 16, 17-year-olds in the past. And I always tell them, life is not easy. Just get over it. It's not easy. It's not fair. It can get better, but also can hurt while you're getting there. So know those things. To me, that's actually going to give you some freedom. It's not fair. It's not going to be easy. It's not, but you matter, and you can make a difference. So I would tell them, say, okay, so now you're 16, 17 years old, so you're not a grown-up yet. You're getting there, you're not grown up. So take your time to find your place. But just remember, you are important, and you're deserving of love and respect, and that begins with yourself. And if you need help finding that, there are places to get help, whether there are mentors, life coaches, therapists. I know that a lot of Black men, a lot of Black boys come from broken homes, or situations that are where they're told to, suck it up, you're man of the house, suck it up, don't have emotions, blah, blah, blah. But you're allowed to have emotions. You're allowed to have feelings. You're allowed to express them. Doesn't make you any less of a man. That's all a myth. You can respect women. You can love your children. But I tell them, and maybe it's a little militant of me, I tell them, I said, we influence arts, culture, fashion, sports, music. Black folks are the bomb. So
Yes,
it's like, don't you want to be part of that?
Right.
Like, don't you want to be a part of that legacy and that culture? So don't let the other folks tell you otherwise. You have to do your best to try to fight, block out those, like putting a shield on, block out those people trying to tell you that you don't matter, you're not worth anything, you're just Black, you can't do this, you can't do that. Screw all that stuff. Block it out as much as you can. And it's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel worn out sometimes. But just don't live in it. But find a way to work through those things too. But life, my first thing is still, life is not fair. It just isn't.
Right.
Not for us. It's not fair. And you can't. And like you said earlier, you're fighting against it. You can't fight against it. You can't fight against it. You can't run from yourself. You can't run from yourself.
Right.
It sounds like simple and corny, but folks are always running from themselves. But you carry yourself with you everywhere. You can't run.
Everywhere you go, there you are.
There you are. I mean, seriously, right? I mean, you can't run. I mean, you can't do anything. But I just think that young people, I've raised children, I raised daughters, so I mean, I have grandsons. But I always say young people want to be heard. They want to be heard and loved. Those are two things. Because when kids are born, they're born, all they know is love. They're looking for love. That's all they know. They're taught everything else later, right? But love at first. And so you always want to get back to that. That's all that you said earlier too. So it's all about getting back to love, and it's all about hearing them. They want to be heard. They want to feel like they matter. Like just that they matter. They feel so silent and silenced because they're just like, you're a kid or you're a Black kid or whatever. They don't listen to you. It's like, no. I felt silenced that many times when I was a young kid. I mean, I was, back there, it was like, you don't speak till you're spoken to, or these are adults talking, that kind of stuff. And he's like, they're just shutting us down so much. You're like, but I have questions. I have things I want to say, I mean, and I was like, no, don't say nothing. So my daughters were raised in a policy of, you can speak whatever you want, but we'll talk about it. And my grandchildren are the same way. And that's what we do in our family.
It's beautiful. I appreciate you helping bring that into this world, especially this Black community where people can talk about the things they need to and live the life that we supposed to live. And so I appreciate
We're
you.
kings and queens. Come on, folks. I believe that.
Kings and
I
queens.
really do believe that. I just think, I mean, we are a beautiful people. We are a beautiful, diverse people.
Yes, we are.
And we do influence so much of this world that we don't get enough credit for.
Right.
That's what's crazy.
That's real.
Hair care products and stuff, all that kind of stuff. We don't get enough. We got some folks
No,
who
we
do,
don't.
but not enough. Who own those
Right.
stuff? White folks. They do.
From Jerry curls to dreadlocks, we all impact the world, man.
We do. We seriously do.
We really do.
So I'm going to switch gears for a second as we're wrapping stuff up. I'm going to switch gears. So we have a new EP out. We did some songs 2 years ago, and I had contacted him again. I was like, I was silent for a while, and then I was talking to our friend Mike Brown, and he was like, "These songs are good." I said, "I know they're good." So I'm going. Why I'm bringing it up is that I want to tell people that I came to him because I love his voice. I love his voice. You should do more voiceover stuff, definitely. But I said, I want to showcase you in a different light. And so what I applaud you for, and I want to talk about this a little bit too, is doing things outside your comfort zone. A lot of us feel like, this is my brand, this is what I do. And I was like, I'll never do anything to make you outside of your brand so bad. I'll never have you do something that's super silly and that make you go crazy.
Right.
But it was slightly outside of your comfort zone and branding. And so let's talk about that. I'll talk about how important that can be sometimes to do something different.
I look at people like Snoop Dogg and Steve Harvey and Diddy and even Rev Run and his brother. I can't think of his name.
Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons. Yes. They all evolved several different times. They've all changed and challenged themselves several different times. I think you, as a creator, as an artist, as whatever, you have to allow yourself to grow through your art. And when different things, challenges or different things that of interest to bring to you, just trying them out. And the music made me move, but like I believing in you, maybe like, okay, well, he sees something in me, I believe in him, so let me try it. So I had the support of believing in you and trusting in myself, and then just the mentality of I always want to grow and I always want to evolve. And any opportunity that I have to do that, I'm going to take. And even though I might be scared or whatever in the beginning, I'm going to just take it and run with it and let it happen. Because I can't tell you how I got here. I can't tell you, oh, yes, I planned on becoming a yoga instructor and working with kids and this and that. That wasn't my plan. It was just me experiencing something new, something and outside of my comfort zone. And every time I do, it brings me fruit, either a lesson of like, nah, that ain't for me, or a lesson of, wow, this is a gift I didn't even realize I had. So I'm open, man. I thank you so much for trusting me and believing in my voice. I thank you so much.
What great voice, folks. And it's time. The song is on my SoundCloud page, James Lodge. You can listen to it for free right now. The EP is coming out May 30th, and it's like 3 songs, It's really good. I played it for a lot of folks, and they love our voices together. They love it. They love the songs, something a little different. It's some spoken words, but to dance music. And it's like he doesn't really do that. But I wrote the stuff in mind for him, and I really did focus on his branding a little bit. And I was like, I'll do something kind of close to that. And I think folks are going to like it. Folks are liking it so far, so I think folks are going to really like it. And I applaud you for just taking a step out, because I've done things around my comfort zone. And like you said, it fruited stuff out of me that I didn't even expect. And again, you never know where it'll lead you. It may lead you directly where you wanted to go in the first place. You never know. And so it's the best thing is to go out there and try it.
I go back with.
Yeah.
He was playing some. Have you heard of Agape and Michael Beckwith?
Oh yeah. Yes.
I heard some music similar to the dance style and the upbeat, and it was interesting hearing it within like a spiritual setting. Like, oh, okay, wow, this is, and it kind of made me think like, oh wow, okay, I really felt it even more of where you were taking me with it. So I appreciate it even more. It's funny because I went to Agape and the first time I had a disdain for Michael Beckett. He was just like, yeah, who is this guy and stuff. But now I listen to him and appreciate the people who walk that spiritual path. But yeah, so I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to grow and evolve. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my pleasure. And folks out there, if you want to listen to some gospel dance music from the 90s, Sounds of Blackness. I love them.
Really?
Oh my God. Okay, listen to The Pressure Part 1, folks. The Pressure Part 1. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced their album, actually. And it was a big, they had a song called Optimistic. The Pressure and Nesby joined them, and he had this huge hits. And it's gospel dance music. And it went mainstream.
Wow.
And that's where I got some of these ideas from. And Sounds of Blackness were just a bomb. I played that. They played in the clubs. It was like this. You'd be in the club dancing, and all of a sudden you're like hearing a message at the same time. You're like, okay, I'm hearing a message. And, you know, a strong black woman singing. I'm in anyway. But it's great. It's great 90s. But Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced them, of all people. It was kind of this weird. They had a row of hits for a minute, but it was like they remixed their songs to dance music. It was really interesting. So, yeah, sounds good.
Awesome.
So, thank you, James, for being on the show.
Thank you, James, for being James, man. Definitely appreciate you, brother.
Yes, thank you. Tell folks where they can find you and all your goodies. I want them to follow you.
Datyogadude on IG. D as in dog, A as in apple, T as in Tom, yoga, YOGA, D-U-D-E, Datyogadude. And you can find me on the website, datyogadude.com. And the website where we share a lot of our work that we do in schools, www.feelfree2feelfree.net. Feelfree2feelfree.net. Check us out.
I love it. And you can find me. We're all James Lott Jr. is sold at James Lott Jr. and all social media platforms and everywhere. Follow me on TikTok. Apparently I'm a star there. So follow me on TikTok at James Lott Jr. I got like 2 million followers. Something's going on over there. I don't know what's going on. So follow me there. Nice. And of course, this show is everywhere you want the show to be. It's on every streaming service. It's on every platform. And it's on YouTube by JLJ Media. Everyone, please, as you would say, feel free to feel free.